Hello, my dears. Buongiorno. I hope you're having beautiful days today. I wanted to do a quick little video explaining kind of a little bit of like a one-on-one of like what exactly is the collective consciousness and why is it that, you've talked about having boundaries in a boundaryless world, Sarah. We're definitely going to be more telepathic in the future and we're stepping into those knowings and understandings. But I figured just giving a little bit of like a, what the fuck is it? Might be advantageous for us, because although we have access to like all this knowledge and all these different things and like all of this, it's infinity on top of infinity. So instead of being overwhelmed AF, why don't we just like look at it from a very human perspective and how it might be affecting you, what that means for you, and what to do about it moving forward. So please grab a coffee or tea. I always have some coffee, some espresso from Cafe Sicilia. Buongiorno. Oh my God, I just like my favorite place in the world. I always have some water, and right now I have some little mandarin oranges. It's organic, don't panic. So, actually that was cute. Please pause this video. Go get your coffee and tea and a little snack. Let's chat. Okay, so I would like us to look at the collective consciousness. Like we know that we're, I'll start off by introducing myself. Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm your alien friend. Welcome to my multidimensional cafe. It's really just you and me having coffee, honey, across time and space. And it's a wild fucking world out there. And I see you and I love you and I honor you, and my quest is to find and train the new leadership team for the ascended, awakened new earth. And regardless of gender or age or whatever it is that you look like, if you're here with me, you're a leader, and you might be one of the only adults in your entire community, and everyone just looks to you even when you're at the grocery store in your pajamas like, can you help me find this? You look like you know what you're doing. It's like, yes, I do. Everything's on fire, but I'm handling it and managing it. Yes, that was what I wrote down. The notes that I have is, you're not crazy. Your sensitivity is your superpower right now. It is your superpower. Being so sensitive, I want you to really like have some Post-its around your house. I love how sensitive I am. I love how much space I take up. I love how massive my energy is, and that I, cry at the drop of a dime, and I'm just like, the right piece of music can literally just like put me into a bliss state. Like, being that sensitive is an incredible superpower right now. It is the superpower right now, and nourishing it, but also protecting yourself in it and knowing how to wield that sword is beyond imperative going into this collective consciousness world where we're having boundaries in a boundaryless world. There'll be a time in this lifetime that you can walk up to people and you know what vibration they're at. This is what you're stepping into. This is what the collective consciousness is all about, where you meet someone and they just shine from the inside, and you know that they're heart-centered, and maybe they're super giving or very compassionate or very analytical, very knowledgeable in a 3D sense, or, maybe they're, very technologically based, or very, very, I don't like the term hippie crunchy, but just like more all natural and organic and feet in the dirt type person. So a lot of you right now are able to pick up on a little bit of that vibration, if you will, like picking up on like, oh, I like this vibe. This is a good vibe, or I really don't like that vibe. That's not the vibe for me. I don't like that. Those are some introductory steps into what it is that we're talking about today. So I drew a little diagram, or not really a diagram, but I drew a picture. This is my second attempt to record this channel. So this is all of us. Imagine this is like a billion people. And this is, all of the consciousness, the unity consciousness, where our thoughts are going up into the cloud. I want you to think of the unity consciousness up here as like a cloud. And right now, it's intense as fuck, because only so many people are doing their trauma work. So many people are displacing it. So many people are pointing fingers. So many people are trying to manifest from lack. And so many people aren't even doing any of that work. And so many people are just open to everything. And they're all love and light because they've put all their traumas in a little box and they're not dealing with it. You can't hide in the collective. It's all up here. It's all up here. So us as leaders, if you're here with me, you're definitely a leader in your world. We know that my quest is to find and train the new leadership team for the Ascended New Earth. So if you're here with me, you are a leader. You are a leader, and I am proud of you. None of this is easy. We're doing this at a very efficient time and space. If anyone is ever interested, I'll put the link below for my Awakeners Crash Course and Quest. It is like 2 hours, 40 minutes of me just giving like of all the 101s that can come from the metaphysical world, from the leadership, growth and development, entrepreneurial world, like if you're running your ship, what to do there, and then from the more creative the creative side, and knowing that you have to celebrate and that you have to express yourself to have that full tier. It's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, metaphysical, leader, artistry. That's me. That's the version of my little logo that I'm working on. But if anyone is ever interested, that's a purchase. It's a one-off, and you can watch it as many times as you like and go back to it as many times as you like. But it's just very foundational, efficient tools to get you spearheaded into this awakening. You cannot stop it. If you're here on the planet, you signed up for this. We did this on purpose, and I'm so excited to be here. All right. Collective consciousness. So all of our thoughts, good, bad, or ugly, and all of the things are up here. Conscious, unconscious, subconscious is all up here in this cloud. That's the collective consciousness. That's the unity consciousness. So the way that this might affect you in your everyday life is maybe at your, pitching to a new client, and you're all sitting at the table and everything's going really well, and then the client, you can hear their cell phone zzz, zzz, and they pick it up, and they look at it, they don't really make a face, and they put it back down. But all of a sudden, it's as if the air in the room got sucked out. And you're in the middle of your presentation, you're just like, okay, I know some things. Like there's a little dialogue in your brain, even as you're talking. As you're still doing your speech, there's a little sub-dialogue in your brain that's like, okay, I know that this is going on. You just got a call. What does that mean? Maybe he's not going to be able to afford it. Should I lower this? Should I do just something different? And you're still giving your presentation. You're still doing your things. But literally, it's as if someone farted in the room loudly, but nothing changed. Might even be that he didn't look at his phone. Maybe he looked at his watch, or maybe just something shifted, and you could tell that something was off. Or, maybe you work out with the same group of people. You take the same class every week. And one person, one day, just was off. It was different. Something was, didn't have the hitch in their giddy up. They were still doing the movements, but it was RBF. Like something was really fucking off. And you're like, what did I do? Did I do blah, 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 blah. Like, what the fuck? They were usually like normally so nice to me. We don't even know each other. What the fuck is blah, 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 blah. One more. Waking up and you've had some seriously fucked up dreams. You've had some seriously gross, demonic, fucked up dreams. Some people from this. You've had work dreams. You've had processing dreams. Grandma's come to you. All of these things are going on, and you wake up exhausted, like you just ran a marathon. That might be happening too. That might be happening too. Bitterness. They're saying you might be experiencing the people around you. And, I just put out a short that explains a little bit of this, that we know that the divide that's happening right now, the parallel timelines that are happening right now, the big two are a fear vibration. And I used to say love, but a courageous vibration. So are you living in fear and lack and low density shit? Or are you shooting your shot and you are trying your best and you are processing every single day and you are doing the work? Regardless of even those choices, everybody's going up into the collective consciousness. So right now, up here, there is a crap ton of confusion. There is a crap ton of fear, but from the courageous side as well. Saying, can I even handle this? Can I even handle this? I feel so sensitive all the times. Food that I used to eat is now not working for me. Things that I used to really love are really not vibing with me anymore. everything just feels like we are being born, living, and dying in one breath, one day, 1 week, 1 month. All of these little cyclical things are happening at the same fucking time. That's multidimensionality in the collective consciousness. You're here. We're in this. We're in this. Yeah, my 3 tiers is a tent. I put a little tent over you, my darling. You're safe in this little tent, and we can chat all day long for as long as you need and process this stuff, because it is not easy. It is not easy. Okay, so for a lot of us that are here together, we've gone through childhood traumas, we've gone through a lot of different things, addictions that we're coming out of. We've gone through some shit that has made us super hypersensitive to the emotions of the beings around us in a very 3D world, if we know that we're all, a collection of pages of the DSM-5 or whatever they're on right now with that, being an adult child of an alcoholic parent, someone with anxiety, someone with depression, who experiences those things, I'm so grateful for that, because I've spent a significant amount of my life, my human life, in therapy, in meditation, learning how to understand what this voice is, what that voice is, what this voice is, and what that voice is. But first thing in the morning, when I open my eyes, there are days that Sarah the Avatar is I like to think of it as remembering Ghostbusters 2 when he's walking down the hallway and he opens his eyes and they're just 2 flashlights everywhere. When I wake up in the morning and I look at the ceiling, it's just all of these multidimensional pictures and all of these images that are so sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes really fucked up, sometimes really scary. But also it's reminding Sarah, my human, you're not in trauma anymore. You can wake up and make noise. You can wake up and have a day that's quiet, and you don't constantly have to be productive. It sometimes takes hours to remind myself of that in the morning. And that's my journey. And that's the blessing that I've given myself in this time and space, to be able to take the time to unpack that. But not everybody has that. We got to be efficient with our motherfucking processes. So, okay, let's go back to the notes. You're not crazy. Your sensitivity is your superpower right now. So the parable that I like to give in this moment is, when you walk into a room, or what's the intention here? I want you to take away that this has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. This is just validation that you're understanding and picking up on what is happening outside of you. When you're sitting in a restaurant and all of a sudden you smell a fart, do you identify with the fart? You're saying, oh my God, I am this fart. You say, I smell a fart. It's not enjoyable. I don't really like that smell, but I'm aware that someone has farted in this room. So now let's go back to these thoughts. Let's go back to that moment when you're sitting with your prospective client and the vibe changes. We think, what did I do? You're not the fart. So why are you the smell? Why are you the anxiety? Why are you the change? Don't identify with the change in energy. Don't identify with the collective consciousness. Don't identify with the perception that something is afoot amongst the vibe of the room. Just acknowledge that you're aware of it. Just saying, wow, this is the collective consciousness. This is somebody else outside of me. This is me picking up on a vibration change. Dude, that's nourishing telepathy. This is 101 of telepathy right here. That's pretty fucking cool. I'm saying this in a really serious way. I want you to take a moment and maybe pause this video and recognize that you being that sensitive is an incredible blessing and a superpower. Not everybody can do this right now. Not everybody can do this. That's really cool. That's really cool. And I want to highlight that there are definitely a few different astrological signs that came in with this sensitivity in a way that not every sign will have as easy access to it. There's the water signs, definitely, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Holy God, they can feel everything already. And we're just told growing up, and their consciousness, their collective consciousness right now is unpacking that I need you to be bigger. I need you to love how sensitive you are. And I need you to nourish it. I need you to protect it at all costs because you are so needed in this world. I need, like, oh my God. I just did a whole Saturn and Pisces chat and why mental health is such a big deal right now. So I'll put the link for that below as well. Is there anything else that... The anxiety is so powerful right now within the spiritual community, within the starseed community, within the lightworker community, but also within the collective consciousness, because regardless of where you are in your understanding of the realities of this polarity-based reality, it's terrifying for a lot of people. It's terrifying. And even I'm attending virtually a really exciting disclosure project with Dr. Stephen Greer. I'll put the link to his page below as well. Just really talking about, and I'm trying to shorthand like 30 years of his work, is that we've had anti-gravity, clean air, Tesla technologies on this planet since the 50s. And that it's been covered up by A, B, and C, meanie. And that we could have prevented poverty, roads, coal, oil, solar emissions since then. All of that is irrelevant. But we need to find a safe and effective and efficient way to fund and get this out to everyone. It would prevent, he's referenced that 3 billion people on the planet don't have a way to cook food. All prevented. Everybody, it's the future view that I love to see is that everybody can have a horse and buggy and a flying car. Within my lifetime, that's possible. So I don't remember where I was going with any of that. Oh, he's been doing a bunch of podcasts and been doing so many talks as of late where a lot of people, it's like, holy shit, that is terrifying. That's terrifying. They're going to stage a fake alien attack? Yeah, they have numerous times. Yeah. It's all a lie. You've been lied to for a long time. That's cool. It's great. It's good to know. Oh, you felt stuck in your life? It's systemic. Yeah. With the Pluto transit that's happening on Sunday, I want to say. Yeah, today is the 8th of June as I record this, and Sunday, the 11th of June, Pluto's going to retrograde back into Capricorn. So from now until later next year in 2024, it's literally, you're going to see the exposure and final stand of any top-down authority. This is a transit that's been really, we're getting the last little push of it that started in 2008. So for the collective, for, just within the lens of this video, that means like the toxic patterns, trusting, I'm going to put the when the cape gets ripped off video below. There's so much to unpack here, and we're going at a pace that is not slowing down. So I apologize if I'm really trying to fit as much into this little video. I thought it was going to be short, but it's not as possible. But if you're here with me, we like to be efficient in our processes, and we can't stop doing what we're doing. We have to go out and do our 3D jobs, whether we're nourishing our, spiritual work as well. We still have to be front-facing with humans, and we still have to be front-facing with people that do not have access to this understanding, this language, the fact that there's, more woo-woo than we could ever imagine in this world. And it's okay if that's not for you. But acknowledging what's going on and finding a few key, habits, if you will, to incorporate into your new everyday life that help you efficiently get through this time. So, how What was the last thing that I wrote? If you're feeling like the whole thing is on fire, congrats, you're right on time. There's no way to sugarcoat it. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Everything is shifting and changing in a way that, know that it has nothing to do with you. Know that if you are here alive on this planet in June of 2023, you are on purpose, very special, and very, very needed. Very, very needed. So even if a little bit of this is like, Sarah, this is going way over my head right now, what are some key takeaways that we can take from this video? What are some key tools? Definitely not identifying with the change of energy in the room and not thinking that it has anything to do with you. Absolutely not. It has nothing to do with you. This is something that's happening outside of you. I want you to focus when you feel that feeling, rename it. Say, oh my God, there's anxiety, or even just identify with it. Or not identify with it, pardon me. Identify it. Give it a name. Give it something else. When the energy shifts, just be like, it's an old Friends episode that was just like, well, despite the yummy bagels and palpable tension, I'm gonna go. It's kind of like that. Like if you feel it, find a way to neutralize and give your human the little bit of safety that it needs. So we'll do the work one. We're in the meeting and we're like, something's off. We're at work and the energy's off. The energy's off. If you can, just take yourself to the loo and kind of just be like, okay, look in the mirror and be like, you're okay. Inner child, you're okay. Inner self, you're okay. We got this. Belly breaths, big belly breaths. Even some stemming, even a little bit of shaking it off. Can you put on some music? Even one song can change the whole thing. Can change the whole motherfucking thing. Where's that quote that here it is. I don't know who said this quote. There is no end to the things you don't understand. The mind will search for a lie to give it an answer you can understand. But one song at the right time will challenge what you accept. So when you are feeling this anxiety outside of yourself, this depression outside of yourself, this spiciness in the collective consciousness outside of yourself, I want you to pause and Zach Morris and time out and get yourself into a place. If you can, go into the bathroom, go into the mirror and have the chit chat with yourself, amazing, and do that. And then even if you don't have your phone with you, you can't put on music, sing a little song. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Something very, very simple, something that just brings you back to joy, something that brings you back to, I'm good. Because if you're feeling that person that's spitting it out is unconscious of it, is not aware that they're doing it. When you yourself are having a bad day, do you just blame it on the people around you? Do you just say, it's your fault, No. So the person that's having this, understand this reaction, is not even aware that there's a cloud, not even aware that we can pick up on it, has no freaking clue. So you can send them love if you want. Just say, whoever's feeling this anxiety, who's ever putting it out there, tends to that. Let's go back to the fart analogy. You're in a restaurant, somebody keeps farting, it's kind of just like, okay, there's obviously something wrong. Like one is one thing, that's just like get the gas out, up or down. But like if it's two or three, like take yourself out of the room, go tend to that. If someone is basically like fart thoughted into the collective, which a lot of people are doing right now, don't get me wrong. Is there anything else? Dream journals can definitely be advantageous. So when we wake up and we're saying like, whoa, that just came out, because they're usually just messages, but if it's super gross and demonic, I've given a few talks on dreams, it's a really nice multidimensional way that your consciousness and soul are giving you the opportunity to experience it in the astral, in the dream space, and you don't have to live it in this physical form. So those are really awesome and accessible tools. Those are somewhere on my YouTube, definitely just looking at the dream ones. And there's a multidimensionality 101. There's a little bit of like this, multidimensionality 101, the schematics video. I've talked about this a lot. So I'm really hopeful that this video can just like be a validation for a lot of you to say that like, wow, I am way more in tune than I thought that I was. You're not as basic as you thought that you were. And you're way more of a leader and a superhero than you thought that you were. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. It is not easy. We're moving along at a very aggressive pace, which is exciting, I have to say. It definitely, I find that, when the bigger things are happening in, nope, that's not the right term. If it seems scarier and more anxiety producing, or just that there's more like anxiety and depression and stuff in the air, it's meaning that it's coming up to come out. It feels to me like that pimple that you just like, you wish that you could have gotten out and you just knew it was an ingrown and it just is now turning into a whitehead. You're like, yes, let's do this. Let's do this. There's only a few people in the world that will understand that. So that's super cool. I think that's it. I think that's it for this video. I love you, my darling leader. I'm so grateful for you being here. There's just no greater joy than, I don't know, just having my specific channeling and creative expression and this is my life's work, and my purpose is to offer you these tools in the way that makes sense to me. So I'm very, very hopeful that some of these tools and some of this information can be helpful to you in your everyday life. So please comment below what you're going through, what you're experiencing, and how you kind of sense and pick up on the collective, the cloud in a little way, and maybe you have some parables and some analogies that could be helpful for this community. So let us know how you label it, some tools that help you, and we're all here to empower each other and whittling our own tools to help ourselves, and that gives us the capacity to help others. We can't give from empty cups and buckets. So let's take care of ourselves. I love you, darlings, and I will see you again soon.